Disenchantment? More like disappointment.
Mine's oh yes.
Oh.
Disenchantment is an animated comedy that usually takes place in Dreamland and follows the antics of Princess Tiabini, or Bean, and her friends Elfo the Elf and Lucy, her personal demon. It was created by Matt Groening, creator of Futurama and The Simpsons. It stars Abby Jacobson as Bean, Nat Faxon as Elfo, Eric Andre as Lucy, John DiMaggio as King Zog, Sharon Horgan as Dagmar, and then almost all of the voice actors from Futurama, including Billy West, Maurice LaMarche, Tress MacNeille, David Herman, and even Lauren Tom is in this in a few episodes. Part 4 was released on Wednesday, February 9th. It is 10 episodes long. It is a Netflix exclusive.
So I love season 1.
Yeah.
I love season 2. Season 3, or part 3, whatever, kind of felt like they were just like adding more stuff to get to more stuff later.
Yeah.
And season 4 felt like they were like, hey, let's add even more stuff to get to more stuff later.
It's funny that you don't like this because I feel like I had the opposite. Like I was never sour on Disenchantment, but I was never super excited about it. And after watching 26 episodes in a week, I can safely say I love it. Like, why wasn't I watching this all along? Am I some kind of idiot? Like the obvious comparison is Futurama, another Matt Groening created show. Is it as good as Futurama? No. Few things are. Probably one of my favorite shows of all time, Futurama. Might be my favorite animated show ever. Probably is. Like that's what a lot of the middling reviews are for Disenchantment. It's because Futurama and Simpson fans are just kind of sad that it's not Futurama and The Simpsons, because this show's never like done super well review wise. Like it's got like 6 and 7s, but if you think about it objectively, it's kind of what it deserves.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's telling a story more than it's pushing punchlines.
Yeah, but it does that too, though.
It does.
I wrote 2 things about those specific things. Part of the reason I don't think I initially loved Disenchantment is because it rewards you the more you watch it. That's probably why, to me, the first season wasn't that great. It needed longer to hit its stride. And as far as rewarding you the longer you watch, I'm referring to like dumb little jokes that kind of like build. Like I text you, like every time Elfo said that's disgusting, like it gets funnier to me. Every time you see like a joke that you're like, oh, they did that joke in season 2, episode 7, or because I watched 26 of these in 1 week. So
yes, that's the one thing I'm curious about with this show for me. I feel like I need to rewatch it,
maybe
because I've watched all of them. Like I watched season 1 when it was brand new.
It's very hard.
Never rewatched it.
Yeah.
I watched season 2 and it was brand new. Never rewatched it, etc.
That would make it almost like frustrating too. Because I also wrote, I could see how someone coming into this show in season 4 would not get a lot of references and miss out on a lot of callback jokes. Or if you watch them when they came out. Because like I said, this show rewards you for knowing literally everything. There was some stuff that I think, because I watched the first 4 episodes of season 2 when those came out, I think. And not since then. I watched the final 6 and then all of 3 and all of 4 in the past week. And there were some references to other characters where I was like, who the fuck is that?
Season 4, they just introduced like 2 or 3 more factions with different motivations. And I'm like, all right, there's just like 40 groups, which I mean, why not? It's not really 40, but it's, it's like 7.
There is a lot going on and there's no recaps there. I think that might be one of the things I like about it too, is they expect you to know this stuff.
I was kind of hoping for a season recap.
It does feel like it's a lot of setup, and the way it ends is not very satisfying. Yes. You're like, oh, when's the fucking next shit gonna come out, man? Come on.
The payoff is that there's another season.
I did wonder that too when it was over. I was like, where does it go from here? When does it come back? It literally just came out 2 days ago or 3 days ago, whatever. Like, it's gonna be a long time, and by then I'm gonna forget all this shit.
Exactly. It would almost be better if they did more like closed episodes or smaller arcs. Do I not love this season because it was so long in between and there's so much more information?
This is like another one of those things. If you try to jump in not knowing anything, you're going to be incredibly lost.
Oh yeah.
You're going to get some stuff.
Nobody can jump in this.
You're going to get some stuff. Like it still probably will be funny. Like there's lines that'll make you laugh, but you're not going to know what's going on at all. Yeah. Not that it's even that convoluted of a plot. It's just, it's gone on for so long. When you get to episode like 31 and you're going to be like, who's that? What is their motivation? What's going on here? I would agree with a lot of your points. Like the season by itself isn't the best, but I think yeah, like the goodwill that I have for it otherwise just kind of didn't matter. I was just happy to see more.
Like I need something. So my other problem is, has any character actually died? There's like zero stakes. It's like, oh no, not this. There's never stakes.
Yeah.
Which I get. Like if you have a show, like you can't just be killing off characters left and right unless you're George R. R. Martin.
Yeah, there is
But
like
like,
there's like an inflated sense of stakes or they
but like literally, like every single character is just like, oh, they're just in hell and they can come back whenever they want, or they're here and they can come back whenever they want. Like no matter where you go, it's just like you can come back from it. And if it's not you, they can just pull you from a mirror dimension apparently, or whatever.
I think that's part of the humor of the wackiness of it though. Like I'm not watching this show for its dramatic stakes. I'm watching it for the humor.
But it kind of like sits in a line of like where it needs to be.
It does present itself as a show that has stakes though.
Yeah, and it sits in a line where I think it needs to push in one direction or another, be a touch goofier and more lighthearted, and like you take yourself a little less seriously, or like somebody's got to go and they have to go. But like we already established, like if they go to heaven, they come back. If they go to hell, they come back.
It's true.
They can go, I think there's like a purgatory situation they've come back from,
because it is very much like the story kind of revolves around like this big overarching, like the world's, the universe sort of depends on this. But even what is that? What is this?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like we're still kind of in the dark about like what the grand plan of it all has even been. She's just trying to marry her daughter to Satan, but like there's other shit.
Right.
I can see what you mean. Like the plot, the overarching plot, it like kind of doesn't make sense. But like, does it need to? I think is another question I would pose, and I would say for me, it didn't. Like I still love it.
It's like I said, if you did like more closed arcs that don't necessarily have to be the most important thing, but it can have like light continuity.
Yeah.
Like a Futurama or Simpsons has already done.
Whenever part 5 comes out, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I will also watch it. I will say if it doesn't have a cleaner ending and resolution to some things, I might just fall off.
Yeah, I do feel like the story needs to get tightened a little bit or like cleaned up.
Yeah.
Because it is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And it's been happening for a long time. Yeah, like I said, I would recommend it, but not to someone that's unfamiliar with it. If you're a fan of Futurama, I think you'd like it. You're not going to like it as much as Futurama because it's not as good as Futurama. Like I said, very few things are, but you'll appreciate it. It's like a placeholder in your heart for a show of Futurama's caliber, I would say. Not its caliber, but it's like its tone.
Tone, definitely.
I can objectively say this show is like a 7 out of 10, but personally, I love it. Any other final words?
I don't think so. Do you think we'll be doing a show next week? Or do you think World War III happens?
You think it's that serious?